Aliens attack Earth. The Galactic Council can only watch in horror. The sky above Earth was quiet that morning. Cities were waking, people were going to work, and planes crossed the blue sky. Most humans had no idea that far above them, something dangerous was approaching. In a far corner of the galaxy, the Galactic Council had been watching Earth for a long time. They called it a small, unpredictable world. They thought humans were weak, slow, and not ready for real challenges in space. High Observer Zaller of the Council sat in a glowing chamber on a giant floating platform. He watched Earth through long-range sensors. The Council had satellites, relays, and quantum observation tools. From their view, humans were primitive. They argued among themselves, fought wars, and built fragile machines. Zaller shook his head. Humans cannot survive against a real threat. They are not ready, he said to the other council members. Most council members agreed. Earth would take hundreds of years before it could defend itself. They had no weapons that could leave the planet, no fleet in space, and no real understanding of galactic politics. To the council, Earth was like a child trying to play with dangerous toys. Then, without warning, the first alien strike came. It started in orbit. Huge black ships appeared, moving faster than anything humans had ever seen. They blocked satellites and cast large shadows on the continents below. Panic spread among those who could see them first. The ships belonged to the Varun Dominion, a species known for attacking planets quickly and without mercy. They did not send messages. They did not give warnings. Their goal was simple: conquer or destroy. In Washington, Commander Ethan Brooks was sitting in the operations center. He had spent his life preparing for emergencies, but nothing like this. Radar screens were full of unidentified objects. Drones and satellites had stopped sending signals. He stood and rubbed his eyes, not believing what he saw. Dr. Olivia Grant, an astrophysicist and advisor to the military, stood next to him. She was calm, but her face showed worry. "They're here. It's not a drill," she said. Brooks nodded. His mind was racing. "We need to get everyone on alert. This is real," he said. Outside, the sky was changing. People on the streets looked up, some pointing, some taking pictures. Planes stopped in midair. Electricity flickered in some cities, but most people did not understand what was happening. The Varun ships attacked without mercy. Their weapons were strange and deadly. Cities burned. Military bases were destroyed before humans could respond. Communications went down. Panic spread faster than the fire. It seemed like nothing could stop them. But above all this, far away, the Galactic Council was watching. They were calm at first. To them, humans would fall in hours. It was almost routine for them to see planets destroyed. They had stopped counting the number of worlds lost. Zaller smiled faintly. "Earth will be over in less than a day," he said. Then something unexpected happened. Humans fought back. Commander Brooks and Dr. Grant were already working together to coordinate a response. Earth's leaders had planned for small attacks, like natural disasters or minor conflicts. No one had expected a galactic invasion, but some secret plans existed. For decades, humans had quietly prepared in ways no one else knew. The first response came from the skies. Fighter jets scrambled to face alien scouts. At first, the humans had almost no chance. The Varun technology was advanced, faster than any human craft, but humans were creative. They adapted quickly, changing tactics in seconds. Pilots flew in unpredictable patterns, confusing the alien targeting systems. In the deserts of Nevada, underground silos opened for the first time in history. Massive defense platforms rose into orbit, glowing and humming with power. Captain Lucas Hayes, a young officer, took control of one of these platforms. Alongside him was Maya Collins, an aerospace engineer. She had helped design these secret ships. "We may be outnumbered, but we can hit back," she said. Hayes nodded. These ships were not elegant like the ones the Council used. They were built for survival. Thick metal, heavy weapons, and fusion cores pushed to extreme levels. They were dangerous, but they were human, and humans were determined. Meanwhile, on Earth's surface, civilians were not just hiding. Many joined in small ways. Hackers tried to interfere with the alien communication signals. Volunteers carried supplies to soldiers. Doctors and medics worked in makeshift hospitals as explosions and fires spread across the city. Humanity moved together like one living organism, united by fear and determination. The Varun did not understand humans. They thought this world would collapse quickly. Their weapons were deadly, their fleet massive, But humans were not just reacting, they were fighting with strategy, bravery, and creativity. Back in the council chamber, Zalor and other members watched. "They are fighting back," whispered one counselor in surprise. "No species this young can respond like this," another added. Zalor frowned. He realized that humans were not like other species they had observed. They were different. When faced with destruction, they did not give up. They adapted. They learned, and they acted quickly. On the ground, Commander Brooks coordinated attacks from city to city. He used every tool available: radar, satellites, fighter jets, and even civilian drones. Dr. Grant calculated the aliens' movements and weaknesses. "They are adjusting," she said. "We need to predict their next move." In orbit, Captain Hayes led a daring strike. Human ships attacked 3 Varun cruisers. The weapons were powerful, but so were the risks. Ships collided and explosions filled the void of space. It was dangerous, but it worked. The Varun had not expected humans to be so bold. Across the planet, ordinary people became heroes. A schoolteacher guided children to safety in a building while transmitting messages to soldiers. A young programmer hacked into alien signals and gave critical information to defense forces. Humanity was rising as one, not because they were perfect, but because they refused to die quietly. The Varun commander, Warlord Krenath, watched the fight from his command ship. He was furious. "How is this possible?" he roared. His species had conquered countless worlds. None had resisted like this, yet humans, weak in appearance, fought with courage and intelligence. He ordered more attacks. Cities would burn, ships would be destroyed, and humans would be wiped out. But the humans adapted again. They moved fast, changed strategy, and used the alien weapons against them. Small victories on the ground encouraged more resistance. People refused to surrender. Commander Brooks, standing in the operations center, watched as satellites detected alien forces approaching a major city. "We have to act now," he said. Dr. Grant calculated a plan. Using a combination of fighter jets, drones, and ground-based artillery, they prepared to strike first. The first attack was terrifying. Alien weapons tore through buildings and streets, but humans were ready. They hit back harder. Fighter pilots took risks, some sacrificing their ships to stop alien boarding vessels. Engineers repaired systems in real time. Civilians provided support wherever possible. In orbit, Captain Hayes and his crew launched missiles that pierced alien shields. Explosions lit the dark sky. It was not a clean victory, but it worked. Humans had proven they could fight back. The Galactic Council watched silently. Their confidence had turned into shock. A species they thought weak, almost helpless, was surviving and even striking back. Zalor could not hide his concern. "This is not how it should be," he said. "Humans, they are unpredictable." Back on Earth, the battle raged, but humans kept their hope. Commander Brooks spoke to his team. "We will not give up, not today, not ever. This is our world, and we will defend it." His words inspired everyone around him. Soldiers, engineers, medics, and volunteers felt stronger. Humanity's courage spread like wildfire. The Varun tried to intimidate Earth with sheer power, but humans were smart. They learned from every attack, adapted faster than the aliens expected, and used creativity to survive. Every city defended, every ship repaired, every plan adjusted. Humans refused to surrender. By the end of the first day, the aliens realized that Earth was not going to fall quickly. Small victories had given humans the strength to fight back, and larger plans were being formed. Commander Brooks and Dr. Grant were exhausted, but they were alive. Captain Hayes and his crew had survived orbital battles. Civilians had done what the military alone could not. They kept hope alive. The Galactic Council understood something frightening. Earth was a small world, but it was alive in ways the Council had never seen. The humans were not just reacting, they were resisting, learning, and growing stronger under pressure. Zalor leaned back in his chair. His voice was low and full of concern. If they survive this, if they keep fighting, humanity could become more than a small, unstable world. They could become a force in the galaxy. The first day of the Varun attack had ended, but the battle was only beginning. Earth was not conquered. Humans were standing, fighting, and surviving. And the galaxy, including the Council who thought they had seen everything, was about to learn a very hard lesson: never underestimate humanity. The sky was still filled with smoke and fire when humans began planning their next move. Commander Ethan Brooks sat in the operations center, tired but alert. The first attacks had shown them how strong the aliens were, but also where the aliens were weak. Humans had learned fast. Every mistake the Varun made, humans studied. Every weapon fired, humans tried to understand. Dr. Olivia Grant pointed to the data on her screen. Their shields are strong against energy weapons, she said, but they react slowly to changes. If we can confuse their targeting system, we can get close enough to hit critical points. Ethan nodded. Then we do it. Prepare every ship, every weapon. We hit them harder tomorrow. Across the world, preparations began. Cities that were damaged during the first attacks now became hubs of coordination. Engineers worked day and night to repair military systems. Civilians volunteered to help, carrying supplies, fixing vehicles, and providing food and water. Everyone was contributing. In Nevada, underground silos were humming with activity. Captain Lucas Hayes checked his fleet. These were not large ships like those used by the Varun. They were smaller, more compact, but heavily armed. Lucas walked past the crew, giving orders. Check the engines. Reload the missiles. Make sure every system is ready. We move at first light. Maya Collins, the aerospace engineer, was at the control station watching the sensors. She noticed something. They are gathering in groups. They are planning a big strike, she said. We need to hit them first before they attack more cities. Lucas looked at the map. Then we go on the offensive. It is time humans show them they cannot win so easily. On Earth's surface, ordinary people continued to help. Hackers interfered with alien signals, confusing some of their attacks. Medics treated the wounded in streets and makeshift hospitals. Soldiers and volunteers worked together. The humans were organized, not perfectly, but enough to survive and fight back. When the sun rose, human ships moved into position. Fighter jets took off from the remaining airbases. Missiles and drones were ready. Captain Lucas Hayes led the orbital fleet, moving faster than the aliens expected. They were smaller but faster and more unpredictable. The Varun fleet noticed the movement and prepared their defenses. Warlord Krenath, furious from the first day, ordered his ships to attack in groups. He believed humans could not last. He had conquered thousands of worlds before. Humans were nothing in his eyes. The first engagement began over the Pacific Ocean. Human fighter jets darted between the massive Varun cruisers. Their movements were fast, unpredictable. They attacked the ships' weak points, targeting engines and communication arrays. Explosions lit the clouds. Smoke rose into the sky. Captain Hayes ordered a daring maneuver. His fleet moved close to the alien capital ship. Prepare for boarding drones, he said. We hit them where they think we cannot. Maya Collins monitored the alien shields. Their defense is focused forward. If we attack from the sides, we can get inside, she said. Humans released small drones into the enemy ship. The drones were simple but clever. They moved through openings, hitting control systems, cutting wires, and confusing the alien crews. Explosions shook the ship. The Varun did not expect this kind of attack. On Earth, Commander Ethan Brooks coordinated attacks on multiple fronts. Satellites guided missiles. Fighter jets struck alien supply lines. Even civilians played a part. Hackers disrupted alien targeting systems, making some weapons fire incorrectly. The Varun tried to fight back. Their weapons were deadly and their ships were huge. But humans were faster, more unpredictable, and willing to take risks the aliens would not understand. In the skies above Europe, human fighter jets intercepted alien scout ships. Captain Hayes, watching from orbit, saw his team succeed. They destroyed several ships, forcing the aliens to retreat temporarily. But the battle was far from over. Meanwhile, Dr. Olivia Grant discovered another weakness. Alien ships relied on a central energy core for shields and weapons. If we can reach that core, we can disable the ship entirely, she said. Commander Brooks listened carefully. Then we make it happen. Prepare the boarding teams. Boarding teams were assembled from elite pilots and soldiers. They moved in small, fast ships, avoiding the alien weapons. Explosions surrounded them, but they pressed forward. They attached to the enemy ship, cutting through outer hulls and entering the corridors. Inside, human soldiers moved carefully. The corridors were strange and dark, filled with alien technology they had never seen before. But they did not hesitate. Their mission was clear: reach the energy core and disable it. Captain Hayes watched from orbit as the boarding teams moved. They are close, he said. We need to give them cover. Human ships fired at enemy weapons, drawing fire away from the boarding teams. The humans inside the ship reached the energy core. Explosions rocked the corridors, but they planted charges. They set timers and retreated. The core exploded, sending shockwaves through the alien ship. Systems failed. Weapons went offline. The ship drifted helplessly. The victory was small but important. The Varun fleet had lost one of its main ships. It was a psychological blow. Warlord Kreneth could not believe it. "How is this possible?" he shouted. "Humans are weak. They cannot do this." But the humans were not weak. They were clever, brave, and determined. Every loss, every challenge made them stronger. They learned quickly and acted boldly. Across the world, humans celebrated small victories. Cities that had been damaged were repaired. People helped each other. Soldiers and civilians worked together. Humanity was showing the galaxy what it could do. The Galactic Council continued to watch in silence. Zalor leaned back in his chair. "Humans, they are not like other species," he said quietly. "They survive against impossible odds. They fight when they should run. They adapt faster than expected. We may have underestimated them." Other council members murmured. They were shocked. This small, young species had survived a first strike from a powerful alien fleet and was now fighting back. They had never seen anything like it. On Earth, Commander Brooks and Dr. Grant planned the next step. They knew the Varun would not stop. Their ships were still in orbit, their weapons still dangerous. But humans had hope, and hope was powerful. "We need to strike their remaining ships before they gather again," Brooks said. Dr. Grant nodded. "We have the chance to change the battle. If we act carefully, we can win more." Captain Hayes prepared for another orbital engagement. His fleet was ready. Human ships moved into position quietly, avoiding detection. They waited for the right moment to strike. On the surface, humans continued to fight. Soldiers held defensive positions in cities. Civilians transported supplies and repaired damaged weapons. Everyone worked together. Humans were proving that even ordinary people could make a difference in a crisis. The Varun commander, Kreneth, grew more frustrated. His attacks were being stopped, his ships were being destroyed, and his forces were confused. He could not understand why humans were so difficult to defeat. He had seen countless species fall quickly, but Earth was different. Captain Hayes and his fleet launched a coordinated strike. Missile volleys, fighter jets, and drones attacked in perfect timing. They targeted the alien ships' weak points, hitting engines, weapons, and shields. Explosions rocked space. Some alien ships were destroyed completely. Others were forced to retreat. Humans cheered quietly in orbit. It was a small victory, but it mattered. Every ship destroyed meant the aliens had fewer weapons to strike Earth. Every move made them stronger and more confident. Back on Earth, Commander Brooks monitored the battle. "They are retreating," he said, "but we cannot relax. They will return." Dr. Grant nodded. "Yes, but we have shown them that humans do not give up. That is something they have never faced before." In the council chamber, Zalor could not hide his concern. "They are not just surviving," he said. "They are winning." Against a species like the Varun, that should be impossible. Earth is becoming something we cannot ignore. The first full human counterattack had succeeded. Humans had fought with courage, intelligence, and unity. They had adapted to new threats faster than anyone expected. They had destroyed alien ships and defended their cities. And yet they knew the battle was not over. Warlord Kreneth would not give up. His fleet was damaged but still dangerous. The humans had shown strength, but the aliens would come again. Commander Brooks looked at the maps, showing the remaining enemy forces. "We will fight again," he said. "We will prepare. We will not let them destroy our world." Dr. Grant smiled slightly. "Humans have one thing no other species has. We do not give up. We learn. We adapt. And we fight together. That is our power." Captain Hayes watched the stars from his bridge. "They think they can scare us," he said. "They are wrong. We are ready, and we will show them what humanity is capable of." As night fell over Earth, humans rested briefly. Soldiers, engineers, and civilians took a moment to catch their breath. They had survived, they had fought back, and they had won small victories. But everyone knew this was only the beginning. The Varun would return. They would strike harder, but humans were not afraid. They had learned, adapted, and survived, and they would fight again, stronger and smarter than before. The Galactic Council could only watch, and they were starting to feel fear. Humans were not just a young, weak species. They were dangerous in ways no one expected. Earth had survived the first full human counterattack, and the galaxy was beginning to realize humans would not be defeated easily. The morning after the human counterattack, Earth was quiet but not safe. Commander Ethan Brooks stood in the operations center, looking at the screens filled with enemy movement. The Varun had retreated, but their fleet was still strong, and they would return with more ships and more weapons. Humans could not waste time. Every second counted. Doctor. Olivia Grant moved quickly between screens, analyzing data from the battle. "They are regrouping," she said. "They will strike again in hours, not days. We need to be ready. Their next attack will be bigger, faster, and more deadly." Ethan nodded. "Then we strike first. We cannot wait for them to hit us again. We have the advantage now. They are unsure of us. We use that." In Nevada, Captain Lucas Hayes prepared his orbital fleet. His ships had survived the first battle, but they were damaged and low on supplies. Engineers worked quickly to repair engines, reload weapons, and reinforce shields. Maya Collins checked the systems again. "We are ready," she said. "The Varun will not expect this. We can hit them before they finish regrouping." On Earth's surface, humans continued to organize. Soldiers patrolled cities, keeping people safe. Civilians helped with repairs, logistics, and communications. Hackers worked with the military to jam alien signals and interfere with their weapons. The entire planet was becoming part of the defense. Everyone was learning to fight in their own way. Commander Brooks called a meeting with his top officers. "We need to divide our forces," he said. "Some ships and fighters defend the planet. Others will strike the enemy fleet before they reach Earth. We hit them in space and on their ships. We show them humans are not easy prey." Dr. Grant added, "We can also use their weaknesses against them. Their ships rely on energy cores. Their shields are strong but slow to adjust. If we attack in unpredictable ways, we can break them." The plan was dangerous. Humans were still outnumbered and alien weapons were far more powerful, but every risk carried a chance. Humans were willing to take the risk to protect their home. Captain Hayes led the first strike. His fleet moved quickly and silently, avoiding alien sensors. Fighter jets followed in support. Drones were released to confuse enemy targeting systems. Humans used speed and clever tactics, moving in ways the Varun did not expect. The Varun commander, Warlord Krenath, watched from his command ship. "Humans are bold," he said. "They are foolish, but they fight with intelligence. They adapt too quickly. I did not expect this. We must destroy them before they grow stronger." The first clash happened in orbit above the Indian Ocean. Human fighters darted between massive alien cruisers, attacking weak points and drawing enemy fire away from each other. Missiles exploded, lighting up the sky. Human ships moved like shadows, striking quickly and retreating before the aliens could respond. Captain Hayes directed his ships with precision. "Focus on their engines and weapon systems," he said. "If we slow them down, we can hit more ships." Engineers like Maya Collins monitored every movement, adjusting weapons and shields in real time. On the surface, Commander Brooks coordinated multiple attacks. Missile batteries fired at alien landing crafts. Fighter jets intercepted smaller ships trying to attack cities. Civilians guided drones and provided intelligence. Humanity was united like never before. Inside the Varun ships, confusion grew. Alien crews had never faced an enemy that learned so quickly. Each human tactic seemed different, each move unpredictable. The aliens could not anticipate what humans would do next. Captain Hayes decided to take a risk. His fleet moved close to the largest Varun ship, the command vessel. They launched boarding drones and small attack ships to infiltrate it. The human teams moved fast, attacking the ship from multiple directions. Explosions rocked the alien vessel as humans cut through corridors to reach the energy core. Meanwhile, Dr. Grant monitored alien communications. She noticed that the Varun were panicking. "They are trying to coordinate, but they cannot," she said. "Their command structure is failing. If we act now, we can strike a major blow." Commander Brooks gave the order. Missile strikes targeted the alien ships' weak points. Fighter jets attacked from unexpected angles. Boarding teams infiltrated several ships at once. Human soldiers and drones worked together, striking the aliens' engines, weapons, and control systems. The first energy core was destroyed. The ship's weapons went offline. It drifted helplessly, a massive target in space. Humans cheered quietly in orbit. It was a major victory, but the battle was far from over. On Earth, news of the victory spread. People were inspired. They were not just surviving, they were fighting back. Soldiers and civilians continued to work together. Hackers jammed alien systems, engineers repaired weapons, and pilots prepared for the next strike. Humanity was becoming stronger with every moment. Warlord Kreneth was furious. "How is this possible?" he shouted. "They are weak, small, and slow, and yet they destroy our ships and fight with intelligence. This should not happen." But humans were not weak. They were creative, brave, and united. Every mistake the aliens made, humans learned from it. Every attack, humans adapted. Captain Hayes led the next strike. His fleet targeted the Varun supply lines. They destroyed fuel depots, weapon caches, and smaller ships. The aliens could not repair quickly. Humans were forcing them to fight with fewer resources and less organization. Commander Brooks watched the data coming in. "We are making progress," he said, "but we must keep going. They will not stop. We must strike hard before they recover." Dr. Grant suggested a bold plan. "We can use the Earth's defenses to trap their fleet. If we force them into a narrow area, our ships can attack more effectively. We can hit them all at once." Ethan agreed. "Then we do it. Prepare the fleet, prepare the weapons. We strike tomorrow at first light." That night, humans on Earth did not sleep much. Soldiers, engineers, pilots, and civilians all prepared. Cities were lit with repair lights, streets were filled with movement, and communication networks buzzed with activity. Everyone was ready. In orbit, Captain Hayes' fleet moved quietly. They positioned themselves near a region where the alien fleet would likely pass. Drones were sent ahead to scout and confuse the aliens. Humans moved silently, preparing for the trap. The next day, the Varun fleet advanced. They believed humans were weak, that their first strikes had only delayed the inevitable. But they were wrong. Humans had prepared. The moment the Varun entered the trap, humans attacked. Missiles, fighter jets, and orbital weapons struck simultaneously. The Varun ships were hit from all sides. Explosions lit space. Some ships were destroyed instantly. Others were forced to retreat. Humans had learned to fight as one. They were unpredictable, fast, and daring. Captain Hayes directed the boarding teams. They infiltrated the largest remaining ships, attacking the energy cores. Explosions rocked the corridors, and alien crews struggled to respond. Human soldiers moved with speed and precision, taking advantage of every opening. On Earth, Commander Brooks coordinated attacks from multiple locations. Missile batteries targeted enemy landing crafts. Fighter jets intercepted smaller ships. Hackers disrupted alien communications. Civilians provided intelligence and logistical support. Every person in some way was part of the battle. The Varun were shocked. Their fleet was being destroyed one ship at a time. They had never faced an enemy like this. Humans were not just surviving, they were winning. Warlord Kreneth could not believe it. His ships were damaged, his crews were panicking, and his fleet was in chaos. He tried to reorganize, but humans were too fast, too clever, and too determined. Captain Hayes led a final strike on the remaining command ship. Boarding teams entered from multiple directions, striking at the energy core. Missiles and fighter jets targeted weak points. Explosions shook the massive vessel. Inside, humans planted charges on the core. They set timers and retreated. Seconds later, the core exploded, sending shockwaves through the ship. Weapons failed, engines stopped, and the command ship drifted helplessly. Humans cheered quietly. It was a major victory. They had destroyed the Varun command ship. The enemy fleet was in disarray. Warlord Kreneth had lost his central command. On Earth, people celebrated cautiously. Cities were damaged, but people were alive. Soldiers, pilots, engineers, and civilians had worked together to defend their planet. They had shown the galaxy that humans were not weak. They were brave, clever, and united. The Galactic Council watched in shock. Zalor leaned back in his chair. "Humans, they are not like any other species," he said quietly. "They survive against impossible odds. They fight when they should run. They learn faster than we expected." Earth is no longer a weak planet. Other council members murmured in agreement. They had underestimated humanity. They had assumed humans would fall quickly, but humans had adapted, fought back, and won major victories. Commander Brooks looked at the map of the remaining alien forces. "They are still dangerous," he said, "but we have proven something important. We can fight them, we can win, and we will not give up." Dr. Grant smiled. "Humans have one thing no other species has. We fight together, we learn, we adapt. That is our power." Captain Hayes watched the stars from his bridge. "They thought they could scare us," he said. "They were wrong, we are ready, and we will show them that Earth is not easy to take." As night fell, humans rested briefly. Soldiers, engineers, pilots, and civilians took a moment to breathe. They had survived, they had fought back, and they had won major victories. But everyone knew this was only the beginning. The Varun would return. They would strike again, harder and faster. But humans had proven that they could fight, adapt, and survive, and they would continue to fight together, stronger than before. The Galactic Council could only watch, and fear was beginning to grow. Humans were no longer just a young, weak species. They were dangerous, and the galaxy would soon understand why. Earth had survived, fought back, and shown the galaxy its strength. Humans were rising, and the battle was far from over. The Varun fleet was in chaos. Their command ship was destroyed, and their remaining vessels were scattered. Warlord Krenath sat on his bridge, staring at the screens showing one ship after another falling to humans. He could not understand it. No species had ever resisted the Varun like this. Humans were supposed to be weak, small, fragile, yet here they were, destroying ships, fighting with courage, and refusing to give up. Commander Ethan Brooks stood in the operations center on Earth. His team worked tirelessly, coordinating orbital attacks, surface defenses, and intelligence gathering. The humans had survived the first wave, fought back, and were now taking the fight directly to the enemy. Every moment they learned more, adapted faster, and grew stronger. Dr. Olivia Grant studied alien communications. "Their fleet is confused," she said. "They are losing coordination. If we strike hard now, we can finish this." Ethan nodded. "Then we do it. Prepare every ship, every fighter, every weapon. We hit them together and we end this invasion." In orbit, Captain Lucas Hayes gathered his fleet. "We strike in 3 directions at the same time," he said. "From above, from the sides, and from behind. We hit them so fast they cannot respond. We show them that Earth does not surrender." Maya Collins checked the systems on the orbital ships. Engines were repaired, weapons reloaded, and shields reinforced. "We are ready," she said. "This will be the final push. We cannot fail." On Earth, civilians and soldiers prepared. Missile batteries were loaded, fighter jets fueled, and communication networks secured. Hackers continued to disrupt alien signals. Medics and engineers stood ready. Every person in some way was part of the defense. Commander Brooks addressed the team. "This is our home. They tried to destroy it. We will not allow it. We fight for Earth, for our people, and for everyone who calls this planet home. Today, we end this war." The human fleet moved quickly. Orbital ships surged forward, fighter jets darted between the Varun vessels, and drones disrupted enemy targeting systems. Humans attacked with speed, precision, and courage. The Varun tried to respond. Warlord Krenath ordered counterattacks, firing weapons at humans in multiple directions. But humans were prepared. They had studied the alien tactics, learned their weaknesses, and acted in ways the Varun did not expect. Missiles struck alien engines, causing explosions that lit space. Fighter jets attacked weapon systems. Boarding teams infiltrated ships, striking at energy cores and control rooms. Every move humans made was fast, precise, and coordinated. Captain Hayes led a daring strike on the largest remaining Varun ships. Boarding teams entered the corridors, moving quickly and silently. Explosions shook the alien vessels as humans destroyed engines, weapons, and communication systems. On Earth, Commander Brooks coordinated simultaneous strikes. Surface defenses fired at landing crafts. Satellites guided missiles to vulnerable points on the alien ships. Civilians monitored communications, providing intelligence to the military. Humans were acting as one, united against the invaders. The Varun were overwhelmed. Their fleet was disorganized, their ships damaged, and their crews confused. Warlord Krenath could not control the battle. Every ship destroyed, every attack repelled, made the humans stronger. Dr. Olivia Grant discovered another weakness. "Their energy shields cannot sustain multiple attacks from different directions at once," she said. "If we attack together, we can destroy every ship in the system." Ethan Brooks gave the order. Every human ship, fighter, and missile battery attacked simultaneously. Explosions rocked the remaining Varun fleet. Ships were destroyed in seconds. Others were forced to retreat, unable to coordinate or fight effectively. Captain Hayes and his fleet struck the final command ships. Boarding teams planted charges on energy cores. Missiles and fighters attacked weak points. Explosions filled space as the remaining ships fell one by one. The Varun fleet was destroyed, leaving only scattered escape pods and crippled vessels. On Earth, people cheered. Cities were damaged, but they were safe. Soldiers, pilots, engineers, and civilians had worked together to defend their home. Humans had not only survived, they had won. Warlord Krenath stared at the destruction on his screens. His fleet was gone. His command was broken. He could not believe it. Humans, small and weak in appearance, had defeated one of the most powerful fleets in the galaxy. He had failed. The Galactic Council watched in silence. High Observer Zaller leaned back in his chair. Humans, they are not like any other species, he said. They survive when they should fall. They fight when they should run. They adapt faster than we expected. Earth is no longer a weak planet. It is a power to be reckoned with. Other council members murmured in agreement. They had underestimated humanity. They had assumed humans would fall quickly, but humans had adapted, fought back, and destroyed the Varun fleet. Commander Brooks looked at the map of space. Every Varun ship had been destroyed or forced to retreat. Earth was safe, at least for now. "We did it," he said quietly. "We protected our world. We showed the galaxy that humans are not weak." Dr. Grant smiled. "Humans have one thing no other species has. We fight together, we learn, we adapt. That is our strength. That is why we survived." Captain Hayes watched the stars from his bridge. "They thought they could scare us," he said. "They were wrong. We are ready. We will show the galaxy that Earth will not be taken easily." Across Earth, people began rebuilding. Cities repaired, communication networks restored, and life slowly returned to normal. Soldiers and civilians worked together. Humanity had survived the impossible. They had faced an alien invasion and won. The Galactic Council convened an emergency meeting. They reviewed the battle, the destruction of the Varun fleet, and the humans' courage and strategy. Council members whispered among themselves. Humans were no longer a young, weak species. They were clever, brave, and united. High Observer Zaller spoke. "We must record this in galactic history. Humans have survived against impossible odds. They have defeated one of the most powerful fleets in the galaxy. They are dangerous but also worthy of respect. Earth is no longer a weak planet. It is a force in the galaxy." Other council members nodded. They had underestimated humanity. They had believed Earth would fall easily. They had been wrong. On Earth, Commander Brooks, Dr. Grant, Captain Hayes, and Maya Collins stood together, watching the sky. The battle was over. The Varun fleet was destroyed. Humanity had survived. And now the galaxy knew that humans could not be ignored. Ethan Brooks spoke to the team. "We fought for Earth. We fought for everyone. We showed the galaxy that humans are strong, brave, and united. We survived, and we will continue to protect our world." Dr. Grant nodded. "This is only the beginning. We have proven our strength, but we must be ready for anything. The galaxy is vast, and there will be others who will try to challenge us. But we are ready. We have learned, adapted, and survived. That is what makes us human." Captain Hayes looked at the stars. "They will never forget Earth. We will continue to rise. We will explore, protect, and grow stronger. Humanity has survived, and humanity will thrive." Maya Collins smiled. "We did it together. Soldiers, pilots, engineers, civilians, everyone contributed. That is why we won. That is why Earth is safe today." As night fell over Earth, humans rested. Soldiers, pilots, engineers, and civilians took a moment to breathe. They had survived the invasion, fought back, and won. The Varun were defeated, and Earth was safe. But everyone knew the galaxy was watching. The Galactic Council had seen humans fight, adapt, and win. Other species would hear of this battle. Earth had proven its strength, and the galaxy would never see it as weak again. Commander Brooks looked at the sky, thinking of the future. "We have won today, but tomorrow will come. The galaxy is vast and challenges will come. We must always be ready, but we are strong, we are human, and we will never give up." Dr. Grant, standing beside him, nodded. "Humans have survived against impossible odds. We have learned, we have adapted, and we have fought together. That is what makes us powerful. That is why the galaxy will remember Earth." Captain Hayes and his crew prepared for the next mission. Their fleet, though damaged, was ready. They would patrol the system, defend Earth, and prepare for any threat that might come from the stars. Humanity had proven that it could survive, but they would not be caught off guard again. The Galactic Council recorded the battle in their archives. High Observer Zaller wrote in the log, "Earth is no longer a weak species. Humans are clever, brave, and united. They survived against impossible odds. They have defeated the Varun fleet. The galaxy must recognize Earth as a force to be reckoned with." On Earth, life slowly returned to normal. Cities rebuilt, families reunited, and people celebrated their survival. Humanity had faced annihilation and emerged victorious. They had shown the galaxy that they were not weak. Commander Brooks, Dr. Grant, Captain Hayes, and Maya Collins stood together, watching the stars. They had fought together, adapted, and won. Humanity had survived the impossible, and now the galaxy knew that Earth was not to be underestimated. The Varun were gone, defeated, and humiliated. The Galactic Council had witnessed something they had never seen before. A young, small species, fighting with courage, intelligence, and unity, defeating one of the most powerful fleets in the galaxy. Humanity had survived. Humanity had won. And humanity would rise stronger than ever. The stars above Earth were quiet once more, but humans knew the galaxy was vast, full of challenges, and full of danger. They had proven their strength, but they would always be ready. They were human, and they would never give up. Earth had survived the Varun invasion. Humans had fought, adapted, and won. The galaxy had watched in horror and awe. Earth was no longer weak. Humans were strong, united, and ready for the future. And humanity's story was only beginning.